Okay, hello and welcome back. And in this video, this is the third video of the video series in which we are learning how to use the AutoCAD software in the very basic way. Now, in this video, I'll be completing the assignments which are given in the previous video. So if you haven't seen the previous video yet, or if you haven't, if you doesn't know how to make this kind of diagrams, you can simply go to the previous video and understand those commands first, and then come to this video to see the solution. Now, in this video, I'm going to explain you how to make all the three assignments one by one. That is the first one known as relative rectangular, assignment made with relative rectangular. Second, where I'm allowing relative rectangular along with ortho. And the third one where I'm allowing polar with ortho. So, okay, so all the three assignments need to be done now. Now, I'll explain you all the assignments one by one. So first of all, I'm doing some settings which you might not have to do. Okay, you can start with the basic screen of AutoCAD and you can even follow along what I'm doing. You can even try to do it alongside with me. Now, for the solution of the first example, I'll start with line. Now, as we have discussed in the previous session, we can start with line whenever I want to or wherever I want to. I can click here to start with line. And here I have told like I don't want to use ortho. So if ortho is on, I am going to deactivate ortho. Now here, the software is asking me specify next point. So the next point will be at the length of 75. Okay, as mentioned over here. Okay, and it is horizontal. That means it is in X direction. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to type at the rate 100 in X, comma 0 in Y. Okay, so that indicates I want to create a line of length 100 in X and 0 in Y. Okay, so if I press enter, so I'll get a line of 100 in X and 0 in Y. Similarly, now I want to create a line of, let's say, the length of 40 in Y and 0 in X. So what I can do is at the rate, always X first. So I'm going to type 0, comma 40. So this will indicate I want to create a vertical line of length 40 in the Y direction. Okay, now I'm going to type at the rate minus 100, comma 0. Okay, this negative 100 indicate that I want to create a line in X direction, but it should be in the negative X direction. So it should not go on the right side. It should technically go on the left side with a value of 100, and in Y direction, it should go with a value of 0. Okay, and finally, I can use the close command. Okay, either I can click on it or I can type C enter to close it. Okay, when I'm in line command. So this way I can complete my first diagram. Okay, which is related to this one. Now I have taken the value of 100. Okay, you can take the value of 75 in place of 100 to complete the diagram, which will match the same input. Now, only thing is I have to change my input. For example, I'll start with line again. And here I'm going to specify the start point. Then I'm going to type at the rate 75 in place of 100, comma 0. Then I'm going to type at the rate 0, comma 40. So this is a quick revision. And then I'm going to type at the rate, let's say, minus 75 this time, comma 0. And then close. So this way we can complete this diagram in no time using only relative rectangular input. Now I know most of you will say that ortho is much easier for this kind of diagrams. Totally agreed. This was just for the practice. Okay, technically whenever you face this kind of diagrams in future, you're going to use ortho mode to make this particular diagram. Now to delete any object, I can just simply select it. To select, I can just click on the object. Okay, this way I can select the object and I can press the delete button on the keyboard. So delete button you will find on the keyboard. So you can use the delete button on the keyboard. Now coming to the next one, that is this diagram I am allowing you to use a rectangular mode as well as ortho mode. Now I'll start with the basic thing first. I'll start with a line. Now I want to create a line of length 80 and that is a horizontal line. So I'll just start ortho and I'll create a line of length 80. Now I want to create a line of length 20 vertically above. So I'll just type 20 here, giving the direction with the mouse and typing 20 here. Now the next line what I want to create will go 20 up at 10 on the left. Okay, you can see over here it's going 20 up and 10 on the left. The first thing we are going to notice how much it is going on the left or on the right. That is in X direction. So it is going on the left by 10. So X is minus 10 and it is going up by 20. So Y is positive 20. So here I am going to type at the rate. You can keep ortho on while doing this. I am typing negative 10 in X, comma 20 in Y. So I got this line perfectly created here. Okay, now I want to create a line of length 60. So I'll create a line of length 60. Then I want to create a line again of length minus 10 and minus 20. Okay, now depending upon the start point, if you're starting from here, okay, if you're starting from here, it will be positive 10 and positive 20. Okay, but because I'm starting from here, it will be negative 10 and negative 20. So here I'm defining at the rate minus 10, comma minus 20. If you make any mistake while making a diagram, you can always go or undo the previous steps and then start with the new steps again. Okay, now I can start again. I can simply close the diagram to complete this diagram off. So this way I can complete my entire diagram, which is made from relative, rectangular and ortho mode. Now many of you might have a question like, if I want to see the measurements like the way I have shown here, so you don't really need to worry about seeing the measurements as of now. Okay, in future sessions I'll be explaining you how to get the measurements as well. Okay, but for now you can just follow the measurements and create the diagram by yourself. Okay, the next diagram here will be created with polar as well as ortho. So again, it's a very simple diagram. Again, we'll try to create a line first of all of length 40. So here I'll start with the line of length 40. Then I want to create a line of length 40 at an angle of 45. So here I'll type at the rate, the line is of length 40 and the angle is of 45. As simple as that. Okay, so whatever inputs I have, I'm just following those inputs. Now I want to create a line of length 40 again with the angle of 90, or else I can simply, ortho mode is on, I can just take the mouse in this direction and type 40. Now I want to create a line in this direction of 40. I can simply type 40 here. Now for the next line, I want to create a line of length 40 again, but this time the angle will be minus 45. Now if I give minus 45, technically positive 45, I'll just turn off ortho for a moment, will go in this direction. So the negative 45 will go in this direction. So if I press enter, this is how I'm going to get the line. Okay, so I have to type negative 45 plus 90 in order to get a line here. So I'm going to type at the rate 40 is the length, angle minus 135. Okay, that is negative 45, that means here. Okay, plus 90, that is here. So that is negative 45 plus 90, that is 135. So that is what we're going to type here. So once I do that, I get a line here, and then finally I can use close to close this off. So this is how I can complete the diagrams which are given in the first assignment. Okay, now if you want, you can practice this again, and if you are having any problem, you can again review the video and try to follow along and try to complete the diagram and try to understand the steps which are used to complete the diagram. Again repeating, it is not very specific to civil or mechanical. It is something which is very general in terms of AutoCAD. So I'm not using any example which is related to civil or mechanical. I'm just using the examples which are more or less very important for understanding AutoCAD. Okay, thank you everyone. Hope you're doing in a proper way, and we will meet for the next video with a new command called circle.